So now we will get into remix. So you write remix.ethereum.org. It will directly take you to the platform independent remix IDE, which is only for the deployment of smart contracts. And it is a very good interface. You can do all this coding in your notepad, Sublime Text, VS Code, anywhere. But this is the best place you can go. Okay, so now you are here. This is the main page they are having. So these environments are basically your languages. Like you have the Solidity language, you have the Viper language. Solidity is the most used because it is been worked upon very much and it's getting more and more updates and all. So this is the Solidity. Next, you can use the previous versions. They are also useful, but I'll teach you everything in the latest version. So this course can live up to a lot of time until this thing gets deprecated. Okay, so now the first thing you need is some plugins. So right now you are having a file explorer out here, this one. So in this this Remix already provides only some of the smart contracts to test for the output. These are the 4 smart contracts which are already there in the documentations. So we are provided with this. Now what you do, you go to this plugin and you need only 2 plugins right now. One is the compiler. You just write compiler out here. You will get Solidity compiler. Go for activate. Next is the deployment service. So you go and see deploy and run transactions and activate that plugin. So all the plugins activated out here will come out here like this. So this is the file manager. This is the Solidity compiler. And this is the deploy and run transactions. Okay. So here we have JavaScript virtual machine. This is basically a virtual machine which provides us with 10 accounts, each having 100 ethers. You can see out here we have got 10 accounts, each having 100 ethers. We can use it, but to get the best essence of this thing, we'll be using injected Web3. So you click on it, it will try to connect to your MetaMask account. Okay, there is a connection request. You just go and connect it. So now your account is out here. You can see here. Yes, so you can see the ending is 8E7C and you have 8E7C out here. So everything is fine. Now we'll start writing the code. So go to the file explorer, add a new file, and then write the name of the file. Let's call it new contract.sol. Sol is the extension for Solidity. Now you will open a new window. Nothing is written out there. Just increase the font size. Okay. Now the basic structure is how you start. So first you have to write pragma Solidity, and then the version. You have to first mention a caret. This is a caret symbol, and then the version. So right now we'll be using 0.5.0 version out here. Okay, so this is not a code that is going to get compiled. This is basically a non-compiled code. It is actually a pre-compiler statement. So by this, the compiler which is selected out here, so it is 0.5.0, this compiler will get selected and loaded, and then this code will be compiled. And this caret is for upward compatibility. So any compiler above this, like 0.5.0, can run this program or code, can easily compile. And below, any compiler below this won't be able to compile. It will directly show an error. So this is basically used when you are working on some previous compiler versions and somebody downloads your code and tries to run it, so the compiler will automatically change to the compiler mentioned out here, like out here, and it will work very successfully. Okay, now we'll start with the next line. The next line, you have to mention a contract. Solidity is a contract based language. So now you write a contract by contract and then the name of the contract. We'll write it as my contract. Okay, so like this, we have created a contract. In that, we'll just put a simple string. So the syntax is string public, which is the scope or basically visibility, the visibility thing, which is public. You can put it as private also, but right now we are using it as public. And then the name of the string, my string, equal to, let's say, hello world. Okay, so this is cool. And then this my string is the variable name. This is the visibility modifier. This is the data type. Solidity is basically a statically typed language. So in this, you cannot change the data type as and when you want. So you have to declare the data type right there. This is the contract and this is the contract name. Remember to use camel case notation. Camel case notation is the first letter of the variable should be in lowercase, and after that every different word in the variable taken together, the first letter of each word will be in capital letters. So we have already written this code out here for the Hello World program, and it is a very simple code as you can see. Now let's get into the compiling of it. So here is the Solidity compiler. You select it, then you select the compiler version. There will be a drop down menu. You can go and select the one which we have mentioned out here, 0.5.0. Okay, so now you click on this compile my contract.sol, so it will start compiling. Also you can enable the auto compile, which will be continuously compiling your codes with this compiler. And here you can see a tick mark, which means that this contract has been compiled. Now let's get into the deployment. So here you can see the deploy and run transactions window. So here you can see the environments. There are three types of environment. One is the JavaScript virtual machine. In this, basically you are having a browser oriented blockchain. So in this you will be given about 10 accounts with particular values for it. This is a JavaScript VM. Next we have the Web3 provider, which will directly connect to your local host. If you have some Ganache running, we'll talk about both of these later. So we'll be starting with injected Web3. That means this will be connected with our MetaMask. So here we have the accounts we had in MetaMask and the particular Ether balance. So this is contract. We are taking this contract into consideration. So how the file explorer is oriented, it is like browser and then your contract name. So in this case, it is mycontract.sol. Click on deploy. So you will get a notification from the MetaMask. You can see it out here. There are two notifications. Mine, yeah. So here is the notification that will come, or it can also pop up out here. So in this notification, you can see that there is the value which is to be transferred, which is 0 right now, and the gas fee, which is a computational fee given to the miner. So these two added up, you will get the total value. Now you can go for the data also. The data is this, the EVM code, and it is what will be stored in the blockchain, and it is basically given by the compilation of this code. Okay, so now there are you can edit the gas fee as in you want. So you can see that there are three types of gas fees. One is slow, one is average, and one is fast. So this is based on that if you give more gas fees, so the transaction will be carried out faster by the miner, because miner always looks for his profit. So he will see in which we can take more gas fees as his reward. So we'll go for the fast right now because the network is very much having traffic. So we'll go for the fast one, save. You can see the gas value has changed and then confirm. So it will take about 24 to 25 seconds. Okay, so this is done. You can see the log out here. Wait. This was the previous one I have done, so just ignore this. So you can see out here you have both the transactions. Right now it seems to be pending. Yeah, this one is confirmed. So let's go for it. Is it there? Yeah, you can see the contract instance out here. So here you have the contract instance. You can see there is a transaction notification out here. So you have the contract instance. Now what is happening? You are having a myString named variable. So now what does this myString do? It is a variable of string data type and it will store the hello world. Now by making it public, this will always give a getter function. So you can display the value. So here is the call to the getter function in this contract instance. So you just click on this and there will be a transaction happening out here. This transaction just happened and you can see this hello world out here. So there can be more number of contract instances like this. And here is the transaction right now called to myContract.myString. So it is this getter function. You can check out the transaction hash from to and many other stuffs. You can always discover many new things out here. So that's it. But then it takes a lot of time, as you can see. So what we can do as developers, we can just go for the JavaScript VM and then go for the deployment, because here you will get some accounts which will be having a balance, ether balance, and it is very fast. You just click on it, deploy, and it will just a minute. Yeah, just click on it with this account and it will get deployed very soon. So this is what you need for deployment because you are bound with time and all. Okay, so I'll keep it this much.